Hello, this is Daryl with Roanoke Hobby. My amateur radio call sign is KI4LLA. And today we're going to take a look at a new radio that has just recently come out, the Radioddity GA-5S. According to the specs, this is a dual band UHF, VHF. It also has FM radio and a built-in flashlight, very similar to a couple other models that are out there already. And the rated output is 7 watts on high, and it's got 3 power settings: high, medium, and low. So we're going to take a look at that and some of the other features of this new model. And as you can see, it's small and compact, and it's got a sleek plastic case and a very loud and clear speaker. The audio output is very, very crisp and clear on this. In fact, I've been surprised a couple of times. I had it turned up too loud, and someone came on and kind of startled me. The output is so loud. We'll switch it on here, and one of the first things you see is got a lighted keypad with some larger, easier to manipulate keys here on the keypad. The usual button here to switch between A and B, upper and lower. So it's a dual display, dual standby, so you can set it where you can monitor both A and B. This button here, which by the way kind of matches the icon on the box there, switches between VFO and memory mode, so your memory channels, and then to go into the VFO mode, key in a frequency. So you definitely, to program the radio, you want to be in VFO mode, and then in the upper A band here to program in the radio. It's got 2 side buttons, very much like some of the other models out there. You press the top call button to engage the FM radio section. And the bottom button here engages the flashlight. You can press and hold to monitor the frequency without the squelch. And then the middle button there is the PTT, press to talk. Over here on the other side, you got the usual Kenwood style plug for your speaker mic with a soft rubber cover there. And one of the things, this has always been one of my pet peeves, and what I like about this is the belt clip is mounted on the radio and not on the battery, so you can disengage the battery and swap out the battery without having to have multiple belt clips. You just have the one belt clip. And another improvement I've seen is the way the belt clip is attached. This is actually a fixed pin, though it's not going to go anywhere. Some of the other models that I've used in the past, it simply just has a pin that slides in there, and with use can work itself out, and the belt clip falls off. So this belt clip is very firmly attached, and better construction there. So overall, I've been using this radio for about a month now, and I'm very impressed. It's crisp, clear audio, slightly better than average power output. And in fact, I would I'll go in here into menu setting 2, I think. Yeah, menu setting 2 is the transmit power. You got 3 ranges: low, high, and medium. I would leave, and for me, in my personal opinion, I'd leave it on mid range, which is about 5 watts output for everyday use, and then that gives you a little extra. Say you're just right on the edge of the range of a repeater and you need a little bit extra, you can bump it up to high power and get the full 7 watts. If you carry on a lengthy conversation at the full 7 watts, the radio gets warm quite quickly at full power. So I'll go over briefly some of the functions you'll use the most as far as in the using the radio and getting into the menu here. First off, and this has to do with personal preference, but if you go into menu item 8, that's where you can turn the beep when you press the keypad. So you press the menu and then the menu item, or use the up and down arrows to scroll to the menu item you want. Press the menu button again, it drops down to the bottom, and that's when you can change the settings with the up and down arrow. So say we want to leave the beep on, and now we've got the beep. The other thing is the voice. It will speak out your menu selections in 2 different languages. So I'm going to press menu again, go down here in English or Chinese.
确定语言选择 Confirm.
So then it'll speak out. So someone that's visually impaired, you can operate the keypad and it'll confirm what buttons you have pressed. The other thing that's handy,
Menu.
go into menu, menu item number 6, and this is the backlight. The number of seconds the backlight stays on, up from 1 to 10 seconds, or you can turn the backlight off. Say you're in a situation where you don't always need the backlight and you don't need the illuminated keypad. Turning that off does turn off the keypad backlight and the LCD screen backlight. And I might just leave that off for now. And I'll go back and to 14.
Voice prompt.
Turn that back to off. We'll leave the beep on for now. And the last thing that's a really handy function that you might use quite a bit is menu number item number 9, which is the timeout timer. And this determines how many seconds you can talk on the radio before it times out, and that's to protect the radio and keep you from getting a little bit too chatty. If not that, the other thing is sometimes someone can accidentally press the PTT button, like say it's in the car, or gets caught between a couple of seat cushions or something. Press the button, and it won't sit there and keep transmitting the whole time. The timeout timer will cut it off. So those are the handy functions you might need right away. Okay, so then the next thing you're going to want to do after you've got the radio configured the way you like it, you're most likely going to want to program in some repeaters and store it in memory so that you can access it easily. And that is fairly easy to do. You can get a programming cable and download the software to program it, but it's not that difficult to actually program the radio directly from the keypad. The first thing that you want to do is you want to put it in the VFO mode, and you want it to be in the upper bank, and then just key in the repeater frequency. And in my example here, I'm going to do 145,390. Okay, and then go into the menu 13, and that's going to be the tone. So I'll hit menu again so I can change it. Right now the tone is off, but this particular repeater uses 107.2. 107.2, hit menu again to store that. And then menu item 25 is going to be your offset direction. Hit menu again. You've got off, positive offset, or minus offset. In this case, this repeater has minus offset. And then just go up one to the item number 26, which is going to be your frequency offset value. And this is a VHF, so it's going to be the 0.6. So that's going to be the 0.6 offset. And last but not least, I want to save it into a memory channel. And the first one that's not in use, then you can tell the difference. These 1 and 2 has already been programmed, so number 3 here is the next one available. Hit menu again, and then exit. Go back to memory mode, and I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but number 3, there's 1, 2, 3. So the number 3 spot in the memory has the repeater that I just programmed in. And okay, so we're going to cross my fingers here, and I hope I did everything right. We should hear the repeater respond back. GA-5S listening. Well, I probably picked a repeater that I'm out of range of, but I'll try it again. You'll see that when I press the PTT button, it'll do the minus 600, the 0.6 minus. GA-5S listening. Though it is, I think it is programmed in right. I'm just out of range of this particular repeater. So the last couple things I'll go over as far as the menu is concerned, and getting the radio set up. Brand new out of the box, there's going to be some sample channels already programmed in, and I've seen as many as like 15 or 20 sample channels in there. And of course, you're going to want to delete those and put your own in. So there's a couple different ways to go about that, and one is to just delete those channels, those sample channels, one at a time. Go into menu, and it's going to be menu item number 28. Press menu again, goes down to the bottom, and then you can scroll through the list of channels that you want to delete. Position 0 had one in there, so we're going to delete that one. And also position 127 had a sample channel in there, and I'm going to delete that. So now I have the 1, 2, and 3 that I've put in there, and 0 and 127 are empty now. And the other thing that you can do is, if it's brand new out of the box, rather than delete them one at a time, you could do menu 40, which is reset all. And if I press menu twice, it will reset to the factory default settings, and all the memory positions will be blanked out, and you can start from scratch. If you do that, it will default to the voice being on in Chinese, and the beep will be on, and the display light will be on. So you can just go back and change those settings first, and then program in your channels that you want. So we're going to wrap up our review here of the GA-5S with just a little bit of field testing here with a power meter and a dummy load. I've got an SMA adapter there on the radio so I can hook it up to the power meter. And I've got it set on high, and hopefully it'll show up fairly good here on the video here. But we're going to see what the actual power out is, and it's going to be this third scale here. For the 0 to 15 watt scale will be this third one from the top. So we've got 147.555 programmed in. I'm in VFO mode. It's set on high. So let's see what our output is. And sure enough, that actually looks like a good 7 watts on high. Though it is putting out what they published. Just to check it here, we go into power settings and we'll put it on mid-range, and we'll key up, and just over 4 watts, 4.2. So that's as published. And one more time, we'll go to low range and key it up, and just over 1 watt, just a smidgen over 1 watt. So that I'm pleasantly surprised the power output of this radio is as published. Of course, over the last month as I was using it, as the battery wears down, say you've been talking on it for a couple, 2-3 days, and the battery starts getting low, the power out is going to get a little bit lower. But this is with the battery freshly charged. I just charged this afternoon, so the battery is fully charged, and it does put the output power as advertised. So that wraps up this review of the GA-5S, and appreciate you watching the video. If it was useful in any way, give us a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.